Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Stampin' with No. This video is going to cover a suite that's out of the upcoming, I call it the holiday catalog, that's going to go live 1 September. I understand that the catalogs are en route to customers, so if you have not sent me an email and you're still interested in getting a catalog, please, it's not too late, so send me an email with your complete mailing address, US only, and I'll be happy to ship the catalog out to you. I think you guys are going to really enjoy this catalog. There's just a lot of product in there that covers, you know, different types of loves and likes of stamping. Now, this product or suite is probably one of my favorites. Let me move this out of the way here. One of my favorites because, number one, that is fall, and I love fall. But I looked at everything that I could do with this, and it just covers so many things. You can stamp, obviously stamp, right? We always got to stamp. You can stamp, you can color, you can mask, and I'm going to show you, you can die cut, and I'm going to show you in this video how to use the mask that comes with it. But let me quickly go through what you get with the suite. Don't fast forward because you guys want to see what's actually in this suite, because you get a little bit more than what you traditionally do in the past. So I think this is a great money worth your investment. And if you like to do a variety of things, I think this suite covers it. So obviously you get some embellishments, and you know, they don't have the colors anymore, but it's Pool Party, Calypso Coral, I'm going to say Golden Glow, and then the Cajun Craze. It's a little bit on the flat side, which is really awesome. I gravitate towards those types of embellishments nowadays, just to make sure it gets through the mail with no problems. You get this gorgeous ribbon that is Calypso Coral, and I don't know if you can see the little shimmer on the edge, and it says that it's copper, so I could see where it's copper, but it blends in beautifully with the Calypso Coral, and it's just, I don't think the camera's going to do it justice, but it's just so pretty. And then in the suite, you also get an embossing folder that's called Rustic Check, and we're going to actually use it on the card, so you'll get to see that. Actually, I think we're going to see almost everything, but we'll figure this out as we go through. And then you also get the masking. You know, in the old days we used to just call it stencil. I'll cover this a little bit more in detail because this is actually what we're going to be working on, is the masking. I want to show you guys just how super easy this is, and I don't want you to be intimidated by this. And then of course with the suites you get your stamp set that's different pumpkins, and then the sayings, which I think I have used everything here, which is really awesome. That's kind of my goal, is to use every stamp at least once, and I don't have all of them there, but it stamps beautifully. And then the die, which, you know, wasn't just the colors that I gravitated towards, nor just because it was fall, but this gate, I just fell in love with it, and I just felt like I needed to have it, because this is just something that you can use really all year round. I mean, you can put spring, I can see putting spring with a wreath of flowers. I can see Christmas putting a wreath there. I mean, I just see so many possibilities with this, and it did not take long to talk myself into getting this suite. And then of course this gorgeous paper. Let me get this stuff out of the way. I'm gonna move this here, as we will use this later. The DSP, you know, DSP is always gorgeous, right? But this, I'll quickly go through it just so that you can see the beautiful colors. You got Pool Party, Secret Sea, the Golden Glow. This particular DSP, this is, you get 2 of the different pumpkin dies, so you get 6 dies, and it fits perfectly on this, that you can cut. And I actually cut up, let's see, trying to find this one. I actually cut up a sheet already. Wasn't sure what I was going to do with it, but I ended up using everything, including, I don't know if you can see these pieces over here. I cut them out because, you know, you can tuck them in and have a collage of pumpkins with no issue. So I ended up doing that. So the back side is this, which, you know, I couldn't show you the back side because of the other sheet I cut up. But this is the front of this, and this is the back of it. And this is, what color is this? Maybe petal pink. More in the pink family, flirty flamingo, that kind of shade. Okay. Then this one, the dies do not fit, but they're easy enough if you want to fussy cut. And then this is the back side of that one. And then this, my favorite. I think it's my favorite because of the dark, the contrast of it. It's just beautiful colors. And then this is the other side, which I'm thinking that's Calypso Coral. You know, sometimes it's hard to tell with the lighting. And then this Golden Glow, and this is one side, and this is the back side of the Golden Glow. I love that they're having the checks because they can go for masculine. It really doesn't matter, right? And then on this one is the Cajun Craze background, and then the pumpkins, which the stem, I do believe, is in Secret Sea. It is not a stark black that you would originally think. So I love how they went outside the traditional colors to create the pumpkins. Okay, so let me get this out of the way. All right, so we are going to focus on the masking. And guys, really, this is super easy. Don't be intimidated by it. And hopefully I can break it down to where it's really super simple. So in this masking, you actually get, it's a 4-step. Let me get this out of the way. Make some room here. It's a 4-step masking, okay? So what I did is, let's see here. Hang on a minute. When you get this is my suggestion. It helps me. You see this little notch right there? Okay. Then below it, right now you see the number 1 because I took a Sharpie pen, permanent, and I went over it so that I could read it. It is, I thought it was raised, but I think it's indented, but you can feel it running your finger over it. But it's really hard to see, so my recommendation is get a Sharpie pen, and before you even use it, go ahead and color in the numbers. There's number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and that will make 6 pumpkins. Okay, so it's 4. You could conceivably do 4 different colors, but I think on all of mine we're using 2 colors. I'm not counting the stem as a second color because that's just a given. And then you also get this one, which I've not played with it yet, but I will because I have an idea in my head what to do with this. But this can be a standalone, and you can create a lot with that. Okay, so for this video, we're going to do the pumpkins, and I'm going to walk you through just how super easy this is. So let me make some room. Now, I was playing with different colors because you just never know. Let me bring that over. And these are the different colors that I played with. And you probably can't see because I wrote in pencil. But this one's probably one of my favorites, and that was Timid Tiger and Cajun Craze. This one is another of my favorites. That's Pool Party and Secret Sea. And then a lighter look was the Crisp Cantaloupe. Now this, I don't know how it's going to show up, but this is actually Lost Lagoon. And it looks more of the garden green when I was done with it. And then the back side, this was probably my least liked, and that was the Golden Glow with Secret Sea. And then this one is the Golden Glow with Cajun, which I thought turned out really pretty. And then I started playing with these, and quite honestly, I think this was still Lost Lagoon. But I don't know because I didn't write them down. So you guys, when you get this, just pull out colors. You know, it's a hit or miss, right? To me, that's a miss. I would not use that. I think it was just too dark, but You know, that's just my taste. You guys might just absolutely love it, and I think that's awesome if you do. But just play with it. You cannot go wrong mixing and matching different colors. You know, it's a hit or miss, right? All right, let me get this out of the way. So I don't have a whole lot of room here, and I do need room. So to start out, we're going to go do the masking first, and then we're going to go ahead and build the card, okay? So this video might be a little bit longer than normal. So a lot of people will use their glass mat, and they will tape down. I've got a piece of scrap here. They would tape down their basic white or whatever is that they're going to stencil, okay? But what I found is because we're using 4 different masks, I like to switch them out fairly quick without a whole lot of thought. So you bring over your positional, I can't remember the name of this. I'm still stuck on Stamparatus, but I know that is the incorrect terminology. All right, so I just have a piece of scrap, and if you're familiar with this, there's little nubs there that this paper fits in, okay, little holes there. And what I want to do is with my scrap, this is more than what I need, is it fits right there, okay? So I know that that's where I want to place it, and I think we're in camera. Yeah, I'm going to line the bottom of this right along this line, okay? And just to make sure, I actually even cut that even, I have some masking tape or post-it note, whatever it is that you guys need. I forget, this one's called mint or something, but it's you can even use the light painter's tape and it will hold it down. So I want to just put one here just to keep that in place, and then just one somewhere right in here. Doesn't matter where, it's just out of the way. All right, so let me make some room here. All right. So when you start out with the masking, it's kind of the opposite of what my brain is saying, is we're going to do the whole pumpkin first, because that's number 1, and I'm going to fit it right up in there, okay? And these notches, I don't know if I mentioned the notch or not now, but each one comes with a notch, okay? And that's to help with your alignment. This, using this helps with the alignment, okay? But if you don't use that, and if you're going to use the glass mat, what I recommend is get a pen, pencil, doesn't matter, just something of a fine point, and draw the line where that notch is. Wait a minute here. Well, come on now, pencil. Must be running out of the pencil. Oh, come on, lead. There we go. And then just draw a line, okay? You see the line? And then that also helps, all right? But I'm good with it because my focus is lining up down here, but you find whatever works for you, okay? All right, so got that going. So where was I going with this? Okay, so when you mask, you follow the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 being first, and you end up shading the entire image. All right, so given that, you obviously don't want to start out dark because you can't see the other colors, right? Ask me how I know. Because my brain says you got to do dark, right? But you want to do the opposite. You want to go the lighter, work your way up to the dark. So with this pumpkin, what I found is if you go super light to the point where you can barely see what it is that you are actually shading. So I'm just going to do these 3 here. Off camera, I did do some die cutting, but I want to show you how I stencil. So typically I would do everything the solid color so that I can get 6 pumpkins of the same color, and you know, you can make multiple cards. But for this video, I'm going to only focus on, let's see, I'm going to focus on these 3, and each one's going to be a different color just to speed up the process of this masking, okay? Now, so I've got everything lined up. Let me bring over my first color, and let's do this bottom one. Again, we're going to start out with the lightest color, right? So this one I'm going to use the Golden Glow with Cajun Craze. Okay, so let me put that over there. And that is, let me show you that one, maybe. Golden Glow and Cajun Craze. All right, so first color is going to be Golden Glow, and I'm going to go very, very light, probably to the point where you may not even see it on video, okay? So you don't need a whole lot. And let's see, get some scrap here. All right, so I'm going to work off because I don't want to blot, right? So, wait, I'm going down here. Sorry. So, let's see. I'm going to use this one here. I'm going to do this one in Golden Glow and Cajun Craze. And I'm going to go super, super light. I am barely pressing, okay? That's it. I can line it up. Let me see. Can you see it? I think you can. Very, very faint. All right, so we're done with that. Typically, I would do the whole thing, but purposes of the video, I'm not. All right, so there's that. Now, next is, let's do this one. And that is going to be, I don't remember what color I said that was going to be, Pool Party and Secret Sea. Pool Party and Secret Sea. Let's do Pool Party first. Let me put this Cajun out of the way. All right, same thing. Super, super light. Pool Party. All right, I got it lined up. It's against the edge here, ain't moving. All right, and just ever so softly, barely see it. Barely see it. Let me go a little bit more. There we go. I know we can see it now. All right, so we're done with that. Trust me, it is really shaded, and you'll see why when it's all done. All right, so this one, what did I decide? A timid Tiger. I just thought that was just a really pretty color, so I'm going to go with that, Timid Tiger. And Timid Tiger, and I think that was Cajun Craze. All right. So again, real light. Starting off, see, that's a lot right there, so you might be able to see this one really, really well. Yeah, probably. And just really, really so soft, okay? I'm sure you guys can see that. All right, so we are done with masking number one, and I've got a chamois. If you guys don't have a glass mat, I recommend the Stampin' Up. You also get the, I don't know what it's called. It's just a wet wipe. And it's great for wiping up the mask in your glass mat. But so I'm going to move that off to the side. We are done with that. So we want mask number 2. All right, so I'm going to line that up. I know that's there. So I'm going to repeat the colors. So this one was done in Timid Tiger, so I'm going to go again in Timid Tiger, but I'm going another layer, so it's going to be a little bit darker, okay? And on this one, when I'm done, I want to show you too. On this one, the lines of the mask, and this you can actually, you know, I never say go straight lines like this. When you're masking, you actually can to kind of get into those creases and crevices there. All right, you can lift it up and you can see. You see how it's all coming together? And I would go a little bit darker. That's just me, but you don't have to. But the outline is really thin, and you just have to be careful. This one I actually bent. I was not paying attention. And I bent it with my finger. My finger got caught in there. Don't ask me how, but it did. All right, so I think that's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. You can, you know, let me hold that. You can go darker, but I like it. I think it's a pretty color. Timid Tiger is very pretty. All right, we're done with that. Let's move on to this one. And what did I say that one was? Pool Party. Let me get this out of the way. Go back to Pool Party. The same thing. We're just going to go another layer. All right. I like to use the smaller brushes. I have the larger ones, but I just find that I feel like I can control it better. I see that little plastic pieces moved because I pressed a little too hard. So pretty. And that's okay if different spots are darker than the other. I just think that helps with the contrast. Okay, I think that's pretty good. We're done with that. Oops. I hope you guys enjoy this technique. If you've never tried it, really, you can't go wrong. You really can't. This one is the Golden Glow. Hold that in place. All right, and I dab pretty hard in the ink. But that's going to really be pretty. Oops. To see the sample to see how dark I went. I'm pretty good with that. I think that's good. All right. So that's I'm gonna say 2 layers of the same color to get this look, okay? So we're done with that. Let me get that out of the way. All right. So let me lift this up, maybe. And let me wipe it off. I like to remove the ink as soon as I'm done. It's a good habit, so I don't like it when it's all full of ink, but you know, you do you, right? All right, so the third one is yet another color. So this is the second color we're introducing. And it's not lined up. There we go. Down here and on that notch, so we are good to go. So on this one, I did say it was Cajun Craze. I think we're using Cajun Craze on 2 of them, so let's do that. All right, so I had to use my larger one because it has the darker ink in there, so hopefully I won't mess it up and get it on here, but we'll see. All right, so here we go. I'm going a little bit darker. Oh, wow, that's so pretty. I can't lift it. There we go. Ooh, that looks pretty. I think that might be my favorite. All right, and down here we decided to go ahead and do Cajun Craze there also. So let me go ahead and I'm not going to go as dark. Let's just see what that does. I might have to, but come on now. Ooh, that's pretty. I'm going to go just a little bit darker though. You know, if you enjoy coloring with the alcohol blends, I think you'll love this technique. There's just something about it. All right, and then on this one, we're done with Cajun Craze. What did I say that one was? Secret Sea. Make room here. I'm gonna do this one in Secret Sea. All right, to me, again, you know, you're just thinking outside the box with these different colors. Let's come over here. Whew, that's pretty. May not look pretty on camera, but it's pretty. Go a little bit darker. Trying to get on the edge over here without getting on the other pumpkins. That's why it's just easier if you're going to do, just do 6 of the same color. You're die cutting twice because the die cuts cut out 3. So this is great when you have to make a lot of cards. All right, we are done. All right, so let's lift it up so you can see it. Oh, wow, that's so pretty. Let me wipe this off. All right, so now we're going to work with the stem, and you can use pecan pie. You can really use any color you want, but I'm going to go ahead and use early espresso, and hopefully I don't use this. I'll do it a little bit lighter so it's not the same on all three. So again, number 4, I'm going to put right there, line that up, and get my early espresso. You guys hanging with me? All right, easy peasy. All right, so I'm going to go light on this, a little bit darker. I'm going to go dark on this, and light, medium maybe. Go a little bit darker on that one, just to give it some contrast there. All right, that's it. Let me move this. And there you guys go, 3 pumpkins. All right, so now, let me make some room here. We're done. And we are going to pretend, let's see where I'm going to put this tape, that I need to go die cut. That fits right there, okay? So we're going to go die cut this out. I'm just going to leave it because we are done with this part, okay? That's super easy. Now we are ready to make some cards. So like I said ahead of time, I went, because I was playing with the colors, and I loved colors that we just went through. So here we go. There's the die. So now we are ready to make 1 card. And I decided to go ahead and use 3. So let me bring over everything we need for the card. And this is a fun fold. I decided to do a fun fold. We're going to do a book binding. It's been a while since I've done book binding. So this is Cantaloupe Crisp, and that measures 4 1/4 by 11, and you're going to score it long ways. You're going to score at 4 1/2 and then 5 1/2. Okay, so we're done with that. So I'm going to go ahead and fold and burnish. Give it a good crease. We do need to do some stamping. I need to do a stamping sentiment. And I decided, I think I'm going to shade this, but we'll get to that in just a second. All right, so that's folded in half, and the crease is right there. So I'm going to, this is just me. I fold it one way, make sure everything's lined up, and then I fold it back just to make sure, because that's the part, you know, that gets opened and closed. So just give it an extra. So this is going to be glued down and opens it up. All right, so we're done with this for right now. Move that off to the side. All right, we have an embossing piece, and that measures 4 by 4. And again, this is the Cantaloupe Crisp, and I think you can see. Now what's interesting is the embossing folder that I showed you earlier that's called Rustic. This part here that's raised, you can see where there's indentations. That's actually the back side of the embossing folder. And normally, I can't find it right now. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Here we go. Normally, when you are using Stampin' Up! embossing folders, easy for me to say, the logo is typically front side up, right? So that's what I was doing when I was playing around with it, and I kept looking at it, and the little, I don't know what you call them, the little indentation parts were showing up on the back side. So if you want that look, which I do, I just think it pops better, then consider it top side up. Okay, I hope that made sense. Hopefully I did not confuse you with that. But, and maybe this is just one of them. Maybe I'm the only one that has this, but I did notice it, okay? So maybe, you know, if you guys get the suite, you may not have that issue. All right, so I'm doing tone on tone, and I like to do a little bit more shading just to break it up. So I'm gonna get the, where did you go? Oh, right in front of me, the crisp cantaloupe, and I'm gonna bring over the small brush that I used on the Timid Tiger, and I'm just lightly, let me get a piece of paper here so I don't get my glass mat wet. All right, so I'm just going to, just lightly, and I want to barely shade the raised part of the embossing. And it's enough that when you look at it, because of the tone on tone, to me it breaks it up. All right, probably can't tell. I'm using such light colors, but it's there. All right. Okay. All right, so now we got to do stamping. Let me do the stamping so that we have a label that is a, what is that, Pool Party, that measures 2 3/4 by 3/4, and I want to stamp, I don't know what sentiment. I know I want Secret Sea. I just love Secret Sea. What are we stamping? I hope your day is fabulous. Just love how Secret Sea stamps. I hope one day they bring it back as one of their basics. All right, I need to lean in a little bit. And I'm just going to center it all the way around. Beautiful. All right, we're done. Put you over there. We're done. Now we can assemble, right? Okay, so let me go ahead and add this to it. I'm just going to go ahead and do flat. But you can pop it up, easily pop it up. I'm going to pop up the pumpkins, maybe one. And don't forget, you know, when you're messing with the embossing folders, you need to put a little bit more adhesive than you typically do. So this is a 4x4. Is that right? No. It is, sorry, it's not 4x4. It's 4x4 1/4. Sorry, 4 1/4 by 4. 4 1/4 by 4. So my apologies. Hopefully you guys fixed it. So it's 4 1/4 by 4. Okay. All right. So now we want I want to put a little piece of DSP right there, and that measures 3/4 by 4. All right, and you can decide, you know, if you like this side, but I just thought that was so pretty. So, whoops, thought it was so pretty I was gonna glue it face down. Wrong one. All right, so I'll put right there. I just love these colors. So great. My favorite time. All right, so now we've got some of that ribbon. Let me put this glue up. Now, my trick for the ribbon, you know, you find whatever works, and this just works for me. This ribbon measures, I don't know, whatever that is. It's about 6 inches, and I Actually, it's more because I ended up cutting it. So what is that? It's about 10 inches. All right. And I cut 4 inches off. So I'm going to put a mini dot on both ends, and I'm going to wrap it here and tuck it in before I actually glue this piece right here down to this card, this side of the card. Okay. So hopefully that was not confusing if you're new to bookbinding. So I'm going to put a mini dot on both ends of my ribbon. All right. It saves a little bit, right, on your ribbon. Whoops. That almost went flying. All right, so I'm just going to open it up, and I center it as best as I can. See where that is. Holding the ribbon down, lifting it, and this is just how I do it, you know. So I'm going to tuck that in. Come on, Teresa. It's sliding. I'm going to tuck that in, and then I'm going to pull it. Not super tight, but, you know, straight. All right. So there. So now this piece, right, this piece here, that's whatever that is, 1 inch, is going to get glued. So I make sure I get the edge of it, and go ahead and do the ribbon too. It's not going anywhere, but you know, better safe than sorry. Come on now. And then just close it. And I would get my bone folder and just tuck it in that ribbon and press down on it. All right. Now, I want to put, this is the front, right? Opens up like so. I want to put a knot right here. So what I have found, now I'm going to turn this upside down because I want the knot going this way. I want the tails to be aligned. And what I found, this is just the way I do it. I'm going to turn it so it's upside down, right? And I'm going to tuck it in and then just tie a knot. Now, you might need a longer ribbon. To get your fingers in there. That's about right there. And then just pull it. My camera. Just pull it. And there you go. I would clean up. I didn't bring my ribbon snips. And just clean it up a little bit. I like them short, but you know, if you like them more, then just cut a longer piece. And there we go. All right. Now, to keep this in place, I like right where it is. You can slide it wherever you want. I would get a mini dot and I would just tuck it in under that knot. You can probably put glue, but a little mini dot would be just perfect right there. Press down and there, and it's not going to go anywhere. All right, looking good. I'm liking it. All right, so now this is one of the dies. It's not the whole fence. It's the part of the fence, which I think is great. I'm going to go ahead and use that. And this is done in basic beige. You can, you know, use any color, but I like the basic beige. It was soft enough. And, you know, with the white, I originally was thinking about doing white, but it was too stark. So I'm just going to put that right on the edge. Glue that down. All right, so now we get to do the pumpkins. Yay! All right, so I want, let's see. I think I want it that way. And then I want this in the middle. That's what I'm going to do. All right, so I'm going to put this one flat. I've already been playing with using the blends and just stamping. And what else have I been doing? The die cutting. So when I'm done with that, I'll probably do another video, especially on the blending, to show you what colors I used. I thought about oh wait, I want to go ahead and pop this one up. So I'm going to use, I need to not talk. I'm going to use dimensionals. Anyways, on the blends, you know, a lot of times when you're doing the blends, you know, demonstrators will speed up the video, but I don't think I'm going to do that. Sometimes I get beginners and I want to slow it down for them. I'll try to color fast, but I think that's what I'm going to do. And then the other ones, I don't know if I'm going to actually do a video or just show you, but my brain's like, oh, I can do this, I can do that. I'm just super excited about this suite. I just feel like you get your money's worth. So on the label, I also going to put dimensionals, and I'm going to put it somewhere here. I'm doing 2 in the center because I want to put embellishments on the ends, and I don't want it popping up too straight, too stiff. I want it to give when it goes through the, would it help to take the backing off? Probably. I bet it'd stay on the card better. I try to be aware of where I'm putting the dimensionals, especially when I am using embellishments. All right, so these are 2 different dies. There's actually another one that's of, I think it's still leaves, but this is done in Pretty Peacock. And I think I'm going to do it like that, and then just a swirly thing. I just think it's so cool. I'm going to do that. I'm just going to glue that flat. Oops, just add some glue. Almost done. I don't know how long this video is, but so I hope after you've seen this, I hope that I've convinced you to try out the masking, and don't be intimidated. Trust me, please trust me. It's so much fun. And I hope you guys consider getting this suite. I think it's very cost effective considering everything that I plan on showing. Everything that's in my head that I can do with this, I'm like, oh my gosh. And I will say not all suites when you get it can do such a variety. And I just think this one really nails it in doing that. All right, so now where's my embellishments? Let's do, I don't know what color. Let's do, I'm thinking this is Golden Glow, I think. I mean, it would make sense that that's what it is. That looks even, that looks straight. All right, guys. What you think? Did I nail it? So pretty. All right, bookbinding using the masking technique. Again, don't forget the embossing folder was 4 1/4 by 4. All right, so I apologize for that. All right, guys, please consider getting it. If you need a catalog, don't hesitate, reach out to me. I'll get one in the mail as soon as I can. But again, this was the masking of the pumpkins, and I think you're gonna like it. So you guys have a wonderful time. Give this technique a try and tell me what you think, if you like it or you say, oh, Teresa, this is not me. Thanks, but no thanks. I just love to hear no matter what. So you guys have a great week. Take care, and happy stamping to you all. Bye.